everyone, this is my reaction to the 12th and final episode of Oshi ga Budoukan Ittekuretara Shinu. And last episode was set up for a big event, a idol festival. A big deal about that is that there's going to be other idol groups there, and not just the favorite that you go to meet up with, which means a lot of comparison going on, and specifically one of Ryo's old idol mates from a previous group is going to be there, part of Maple Doll, like the center of Maple Doll. May, who was the center of Ryo's old group. So there's a lot of drama there, for sure. So things could get a little bit dicey, who knows. We are working pretty hard, training really hard, getting better, actual improvements, because don't want to lose to Maple Doll. That's pretty much the reason why. It is quite sad that we finally got to the end of the show. I did manage to obtain the first 6 volumes of the manga, so I can always read that once I'm done with this, which I probably will. Although, if you have read the source material and watched the anime, I would really appreciate it if you could let me know how much of the source material is adapted in the anime, so I can have an idea of how much new stuff I could expect if I do dive into the manga. So that is something I want to say real quick before we get into it. But now that I said that, let's just get into it. So, 3, 2, 1, play. Bum, 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 bum. I know, I keep forgetting it has this other one. Anybody go? Yeah. Now the anime. Our favorite idol group working hard still? Training? Sweating? Getting tired? Well, at least Ryo is, which makes sense. Can't be losing to May. Of course, Mina there to be helpful, and she's such a good girl. Don't push yourself too hard, Ryo. Well, you know, she's also got reasons to work hard. Especially when you have one fan. But that's all you can do at the end of the day and hope for the best. But Ryo, you have gotten pretty popular in your own right, so nothing to feel too bad about. Double hand wave. That's how you really feel welcome when you walk into a room. Let's go. So much softness and warmth in the middle of that circle. And the last time we'll have the opening. This wonderful opening. Man, how are things gonna go down this episode? Bum 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 da 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 da. I don't know the lyrics, but I still like it. Really did have a lot of stuff last episode. I couldn't really recap it all in the intro, but yeah, we had a lot of stuff. Some Yume stuff. One downside about reading the manga is that I don't get the voices, and I really got attached to some of these voices. Not to mention the lack of color, which really makes the show, because it's very colorful, the show in general. So actually, when I did take a little peek at the first chapter, it wasn't the same without all that. But I'm sure to get used to it after I start up, like really get into it. But there's really probably not going to be a second season, so it's either that or nothing. The Satoshi Idol Festival. Everyone, do your best, but especially Cham Lam Fam Dam Gadam. I know, right? I'm sure you'll climb a tree if you have to. Of course they are. They did make a point to mention they're really pushing them. Yeah, don't say that. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's fine. And here we are. So excited. Of course, they... I love you too. You're embarrassing to take anywhere, but I still love you too. And that is really nice. You feel out of place yet? Yeah, you're making it very obvious. Rio likes it. Is that May up there? Literally looking down on her. Very fitting. Wow, beautiful girls everywhere. What could you ask for in an event? I mean, eyes would be nice, but... Yeah, the green room, that's probably a good place to find. Especially fitting for Aya. Oh! That's... Yeah, there's a lot of us, you know. I mean, it's not the horrible thing, having all these girls pressed up against each other in a small room. I can live with that. I mean, she's been here before. Previous group and all that. Yeah. More flashbacks. This small. Did you not see the food? You're sure not very encouraging. No wonder Rio feels the need to encourage others so much because she had to deal with that. Oh, damn. Don't drop any of those. I see. Yeah, don't die this time, Mary Pio. It's a miracle you're not dropping any of those. Just one. It's a great picture of Rio, just... And Mary Pio's still going back there. Oh no! I knew it was just a matter of time. 11 o'clock. Candy cane idols. Does that mean we can lick them? Already credits rolling, that's interesting timing. But, you know, I guess it's technically in-universe credits, it just looks really weird. Because I assume they're just supposed to be idol names, like... Smile Ryuoku, something like that. It just caught me off guard initially. I was like, is the show already over? But we're like smack dab in the middle. Let's go. Let's show them what... Oh no. Oh no, she's here. This is gonna be awkward, isn't it? She's tiny. Yeah. Glass half empty, glass half full. You called it small before. I don't really like you. Oh, you could cut the tension with a knife. Yeah, well, I hope you die when you do. And we're gonna do that, so Yeah. Just not in this season. But man, poor Rio. Just hopefully it doesn't affect your performance. Yeah, can we please cheer up if we can? That's some high praise. Aw. uh, of course, does it not go without saying? I can believe that. I also kind of feel love emanating from her in so many scenes. But this is such a beautiful encouragement scene. Me too. I have a lot of faith in you, Rio. So do they. Yeah, does your group love you like that, May? Wherever you are. And even the staff crying in the background. Okay, are we up next? Gonna have to just wipe down the tears and go to the stage now. Because yeah, there are definitely people there that are for you guys. Some. Just Rio's pose always just grabs my attention. Got him all hooked up. Let's go! Let's show May what we got. Show her the power of love. What it can do. We'll definitely beat the Budoukan. The Doki Doki. Calm down. Okay, there we go. I was waiting for it. Please encourage her. There's no one here except for you two. You can't not feel better with Mary Pio there cheering you on. That'd make me feel a lot better. Because seeing a familiar face like that can do a lot to lower the pressure. So, yeah, let's go. Gotta turn my volume up a little bit. Feels like it's been forever since we've got a performance. Doesn't even have a name yet. Well, someday. Just some good choreography here. Just good animation in general, especially with the skirts. I'm so glad May didn't hurt her too much. Oh man, this hall is hopping. Yeah, him too. Ten out of 10. We can go home now. What if we get another interaction with May before the episode's over? Maybe a bit more positive one. I don't want to see my idols crying like this, but a lot of emotions going around, so. Indeed. Wow, that was a completely in sync. I expected a fellow Mina fans. So I guess Sorana was fine. Maybe we could beat up May. Oh, is that for Maple? The Maple doll? Whatever they were called. That's Maple doll. They're just so gimmicky with the freaking deer ears and horns and stuff. I mean, they do look good, though. I can't deny that, unfortunately. Yeah, we did way better than they all do. Yeah. Yeah, but at least they were there. That's what matters. The path to Budoukan is one step at a time. Oh, so I'll take that. Okay. I know, right? I guess the previously really got to him. Please become our fans. Please become our fans. We're way better than Maple. Just please become our fans. Please take the paper. That's all we ask, really. Oh, Aripio. Why is she watching it? Has she betrayed me? Does she not love me anymore? I love Mina's reaction, though. That was really, really cute. It's like, what girl is she looking at? I don't know why, that was great. uh, uh, okay. A lot of faith. I mean, she will. I think she does a great job of that. Not sure why we're using the plural them here. Yeah. There's only one Rayo. Just like there's only one Mina. That's how you know. That's how you know she's the one. She's not number one, she's the only one. Oh, that was a nice transition. Who cares what Matue thinks? Probably not. Guess we're just gonna have a scene for him, aren't we? Oh. Oh, Sorane. At least she is a part of this scene. I promise I wasn't cheating on you. Man, these idols are just so great. And then Mina, please, very pure Mina scene now. Please have this one go well. This is the last one. Phrasing. Aw, that's actually really sweet. You need to take some tips from her on how to communicate your feelings. You might want to get over there. Like, he knows you're... Yeah. Wow. Come on, Aripio. That loading thing was great. Again, phrasing, but... I'm sure she did. Atarimae-jan. Yeah, we're doing it. Her cuteness, how high can it rise? We're gonna melt her at this rate. Even higher than Budoukan, is that possible? She gonna be president? Emperor, king, lord, god? Oh god, this creature. How is such cuteness even possible? Okay, but there we go. That's a pretty good job of communicating feelings. Title drop. There we go. I mean, we communicated the concept of the show to her, so we can call that a success. That's a pretty good picture. I mean, they're not quite touching, but it's good. They're in the same frame, that's what matters. How much is left? A little bit. We might have an after credits thing. But yeah, that actually went far more smoothly than most of the other handshake events with Mina and Aripia. Which is surprising, because I thought she was about to collapse from all the Mina cuteness. I know I was. Luckily, I was already sitting down. Really interesting expression on Aripia's face there. You know, combined with the arm placement, like... I'm not sure how to describe it, but it's just interesting. Really nice lighting on the picture, though. Okay. Oh, Budoukan? Yeah! We actually made it far more quickly than I thought. Someday, just not today. Maybe tomorrow. Wow, you two look interesting. are we in the right place? Probably not. Okay, apparently there's more than one. Yeah, we saw that. Well, you didn't. The other group did. Yeah, we nailed it, guys. We could have met up there if there wasn't for the mistake. Oh well. Man, they just can never catch a break, can they? But yeah, that is the end. Actually, it says Owari ... question mark. Is that supposed to imply season 2? I don't want to get too optimistic, but because that could just mean the story continues in general. Go read the source material. But if that implies a season 2, that I would just die, you know. But anyway, that was the 12th episode of Oshi ga Budoukan Ittekuretara Shinu. And definitely got a title drop or two in the episode itself. But yeah, this episode, I can't say things went more smoothly than I expected, but they didn't get quite as bad as I expected. Like, I was expecting actual failures to happen on stage, like maybe Ryo was so bothered that she tripped or something. That's kind of what I was expecting. So in that sense, it didn't get as bad as I thought it would be in that way. But still, we did have a very rough scene because Mei, being who she is, just walked over to just kind of intimidate and talk down to Ryo, just in a typical sort of, you know, catty idol sort of way. I don't know exactly how you would describe it, but you know, just kind of not being very blatant about it, just having kind of a thin veil of, yeah, we're all in this together and supporting each other, but really just trying to knock them down a peg, that kind of thing we had there, which was rough to watch. But it did lead to the rest of the group encouraging Ryo, which was great because she's always had that role, you know, the leader, the center, encouraging everyone else and having them just kind of repay that by doing it for her when she was at her lowest point, thanks to Mei. That was great. Just even to get the staff back there crying and wanting to do their best to support them after that. It was great. Everything that came from that was great. I kind of skipped over it, but just the Mina Ryo stuff from the practice room together, that was good too. Because those two have more in common than I thought at the beginning of the show. So just seeing them together here, it's quite nice. Because you know Ryo sees a lot of herself in Mina, so. So also just seeing them so excited to be here, especially Yuka and Aya, because of course it's always Yuka and Aya that are the silly goobers. They're like, wow, look at this place, it's so big. Wow, look at the food, the bathroom. I mean, we're idols, so we don't use the bathroom, but cool, that it's here anyway. That was a great little bit there. It definitely screams, I can't take you anywhere, why do you embarrass me? It kind of screams that, but it's all good. You know, I'm not technically with them, so I don't feel the embarrassment, so it's all good. And yeah, that bit there when they started to, slide a pan down the times of the auto groups and stuff, I was really confused for a good few seconds because I thought, I mean, it's not the end of the episode, why would the credits roll? And I actually paid attention to what was scrolling. I was like, oh, these are times and auto group names. That makes sense. Actually, I kind of want to look at some of the names because some of them were kind of weird. At 11 o'clock, we had Woo Mans. The hell's a Woo Man? That's a little bit weird. 11:15, it's entirely in kanji, so not quite sure what that says. Owen Gakuen, I don't know. 11:30 was Rokomoko Shawa. Okay, fair enough. 11:15 was Noon. These are just some weird idol names. Are these really idol groups? 12 o'clock was Chu Masta. That's an interesting name. I mean, I don't know how you came up with it, but it's interesting. 12:15 was Cream Cat? Yeah. Cream Cat. What's a Cream Cat? No clue. 12:30 was another entirely kanji name, so not quite sure on that one. Let's see, 12:45 is Udo Do Don. Are these really idol names? I gotta wonder. 13 was Hachimishika Puchi. God, a lot of katakana. Hachimika Puccino. I don't know, something like that. Kurukuru Kyandi. Zenryoku Setochi Shoujo. Sure. Senta Rose. Oh, that's kind of nice. That actually sounds like an idol name. Okay, 14 is more kanji. Something Jikon. Chaneru Toneru. Okay, that sounds kind of nice. 1430 Kyararin. Yeah, Kyararin Rabo. Sure. Well, 1445 was Sumayuru. Yeah, Uoku. That one actually read during the thing. Yeah, so. Okay, so those are the names. There's some weird names there, dude. Seriously, like, what the heck are some of these people thinking? I thought Cham Jam was a little odd, but just perspective for guy got there. So yeah, that was the names. So yeah. And then the main scene I talked about, I talked about too early, but yeah, then they got on the stage and actually it went pretty well, you know? Pretty good performance, I would say. Mina actually was the one that was panicking the most despite the previous Rayo stuff, but Aripio being there for her is what made the difference. So that's quite nice. Because yeah, if you're up there on a strange stage with a big crowd and stuff, that can really start to get to you. But if you can like narrow in and focus on a familiar face, someone that's with you in all your performances, that kind of grounding you to reality, a sense of familiarity, that can make a pretty big difference in calming down. And because it's like, because that really drives home the point that this is just another stage. She comes all the stages. This is like any other stage, so just do what I always do and I'll be fine, you know? So that's really does a lot. It probably would have been a big disaster if Aripio was not there for whatever reason, like she was dead in bed or whatever. So yeah, good thing. And like I said, performance itself was great, as always. Just great choreography, the jumping, this twirling, and all the things. I enjoy watching all of the things. Everyone very happy to be there. Hopefully they got some new fans after this experience, because I think that's the real value of this kind of thing, an idol festival with multiple idol groups, is that some people will be like, you know what, I really like this group, but I got a quick little peek at that group over there, and I think I kind of like them better, so, you know, bye-bye, I'm getting my new fave. Like, I think it's a chance to have that sort of thing happen. I don't know how often or how much it happens, but that's probably part of the goal, to try to maybe get some more fans over to you. People that may not necessarily been exposed to you before, because if you're a small underground idol group, you may not be out there that much. So, because it, like a lot of things, it is kind of a snowball effect kind of thing. You know, when you get big, the bigger you get, the faster you become more big. So, I think it's kind of like that. And they did, you know, pass out papers and stuff, so. Then we had the little crying hug huddle thing, which was nice. I mean, it was nice and sad. And yeah, Aripio definitely enjoyed her time here. I guess her name was great too. I don't know why, but that was pretty funny. It's like, yeah, sure, your favorite girl is fine too, I guess. Just, yeah, because it's just funny because we're fans of the same idol group, but we just have different favorites. So it leads to this kind of thing where we're kind of on the same page and kind of not on the same page, you know. So. And then the friggin' Maple Doll. Well, I want to hate, but they just look so good, I can't hate them too much. And then this bit, yeah, when she sees a Maple. Friggin' Itai Noah is getting into my head. You know, combined with a Maple being in this show. But Aripio was watching the Maple group. And Mina was not a big fan of that, because she misunderstood it like she always does. But it did lead itself to a pretty cute scene, though. It's like, which girl is she looking at? Just, I thought that was really, really cute for some reason. Even though it's kind of continuing the sort of misunderstandings that Mina keeps having, that frustrate me a little bit. In spite of that, I still really found it a lot very cute. And it wasn't like a big deal or anything. It just was funny. Yeah, nice little scene between Mina and Sorana there. I especially loved her putting her hand on her head. Just kind of physical intimacy there, just really shows the bonds that they have. It's great. Mina is her only one. So yeah, find another favorite just would never happen, Mina. You can relax a bit. I had a scene with Matoi, which is whatever. A very nice scene with Reo and Kuma. Just, it's nice to see things going pretty well on that front. Because Kuma's a pretty cool guy, and Reo's Reo, and she's amazing as well. Yeah, we actually had Rena is her name, something like that. She went to Mina first, as she usually does, and she's always done a pretty good job of saying what she wants to say to Mina, comparative to Aripio. And she's always had much more of a normal fan kind of treatment from Mina, which is nice because obviously the dynamic between Mina and Aripio is not exactly normal, not exactly standard otaku idol relationship, because, you know, you have that with some of the others. But Mina never had that. All she had was a single extreme fan, so to have more of a normal sort of fan. And Reina, I'm really glad that she has that role in the show, because it definitely shows the difference between her and something like Arhun, which buys 10,000 of everything and bleeds for her and whatnot. It literally works just to spend money on her things, you know? It's a big gap between that and maybe a more typical fan. So, yeah, Reina, considering Reina's a fairly unimportant character, she actually has a lot of meaning in the show. From the whole brother thing, Matoi, the Sorone drama, misunderstanding, rumor thing, to this. Like, it's kind of amazing how much importance a fairly unimportant seeming character managed to be. So I do kind of appreciate her like that. And she's just the most normal character in the show. That's another thing. This show is obviously very idol-focused, like most of the characters we see are either idols, which are kind of a special existence, and idol fans, which are also kind of a special existence. So, Reina, she's fairly new to this whole idol thing, so compared to most people, she's like the most normal character in the show. So, she's also got that going for her. She's the closest thing to a normal person in the show. And then, yeah, we had the meeting between Mina and Arhun, which went very well. Just, yeah, pretty good job. Mina just emanated that maximum level of cuteness, which was just overwhelming for Arhun. But she kept it together surprisingly well, all things considered. But just seeing that aura coming off of her, just this cute creature. How could you be a fan of anyone but this cute creature? How could you not go to her line? It's just beyond comprehension. Just so much sparkles and bubbles, and Mina just doing such a great job of really expressing how much she cares and appreciates Arhun there. Just, it was great. And in turn, yeah, Arhun, what was it that she said specifically? With that sort of deadpan expression. Yeah, I'll love you forever. You show ski, I really got the point across. I mean, it wasn't super flowery or anything, but it got the point across. So it's great. And we got our title drop. I mean, it's not exactly the title, because she added Mina to it and whatnot, but still, it's pretty close. And we got that great picture, the best one we got so far. We made a lot of progress since just having her fingers in it. And yeah, pretty positive end of the show. And then they went to Budoukan at the end. This was funny, because they both went to Budoukan. We had the split screen to kind of showcase that we both did it, probably at the same time. However, if we did it at the same time, we'd meet up with each other, unless, of course, we went to different spots, which is definitely the case. I was definitely caught me a little bit off guard, but obviously they're just going to look at it. They're not actually playing there just yet. But it looks like a pretty wonderful building. Like, it's just huge. It's got the onion or whatever on the top. And just, yeah, the thing's absolutely huge. If you wanted to have a big event, that'd probably be a good place for it. And then, you know, the other group, the idol group went there, and it's just not the right place. It's like, I could have swore this was it. Google Maps, why did you fail me? So, but apparently it's Tokyo Budoukan Adachi Ward, so not quite the same thing. Nippon Budoukan Chiyoda Ward, so if you want to go to Budoukan, everyone, don't get it mixed up. Just, you gotta love Yuka's comments right here. It sort of looks like an onion too, you know? Minced onions, just... I can't decide whether that was clever or not, but I liked it. Just Yuka, never change. Of course, Aya right on Kyuu, Tashkani is agreeing with it. But I don't think that quite counts, guys. I don't quite get what the heck was with their hats, like the bunny rabbit hat on Yuka. Just why? Where did she even get that? So yeah, that was a fun way it ended off. But yeah, I mean, it actually said Owari ... That's got to imply a second season, right? I mean, the pessimistic way to look at it would be just, you know, it's not technically over, go read the manga if you want more, because that's usually the typical attitude for the end of a show, because that's what they exist for. But that really makes me think they might be teasing for a second season. Like, that question mark's pretty clear. Like, it's over, or is it? That's clearly what it means. But, yeah, just... I want something more concrete. Like, now I don't know if I should jump into the manga or not. I'll probably wait before I do that. At least a year, you know, see where things go. If we don't have a second season or at least a real announcement of one before, then I'll probably jump into the manga. So, but yeah, just that was the episode. All I really got to say on the last episode, which was pretty good, pretty solid. I have no real complaints. So, and I think I described a decent amount of my thoughts on the overall show already in that bit. But let's see, is there anything else I want to talk about this show? I mean, this is a show I ended up watching because I won a poll, I think, and which is great because I almost missed out on this because nothing about it really grabbed my attention too hard initially. I do like idol anime to a degree, but it's not as if they're my favorite type of show that pulled me in immediately. It's gotta have some kind of gimmick for that. Like Uma Musume had a pretty fun gimmick, racing and horse girls and idols and stuff. But those ones with a fun gimmick like that can pull me in immediately. But there's nothing about this one that really pulled me in. It wasn't until I actually started watching it that I started to realize how this one separates itself from the rest. And that is the fact that, unlike a lot of idol anime, where the focus is primarily on the group, right? The fans are just people we see once in a while at an event. Like, hey, cool, people actually showed up for us, yay. This was more from the audience, the fans' perspective. Like, it's, rather than being an idol anime, I would describe it as an idol otaku by anime. Wota, whatever term they used, which is very different. Obviously, we do get some of the idols' inner relationship and conflict and stuff because, that's something that the fans care about, so we gotta know about that so they can help with these issues and occasionally and stuff. So because you obviously have to have some characterization for your idols, because otherwise why would we care about them? So obviously they try to strike a bit of a balance there, but I still think the real focus was on the otaku, the fan part of it, which is interesting. Because we have Aripio here, who is like the ultra super duper mega fan of her respective idol, basically in love with her. And we got to see just how much passion and work and enthusiasm and dedication idol otaku could potentially give towards, their respective idol. Because there's obviously a bit of a spectrum on barely caring about your idol at all, and then the Aripio level, and different otaku are going to fall in different levels, and I think we did see different levels here, because Aripio was like at the top, and then we had like Reina, who is more near the bottom, like she's a fairly new fan of Mina's, but, she's starting to get into it, she's starting to, but she's still fairly low on that list, and then you got Kuma, who's probably fairly higher, and Motoi, who's probably, he's probably lower than Kuma. It's hard to really rank that sort of thing, but I would say he's a little bit lower. Kuma was a pretty upper level, I would say. But anyway, we got to see just what goes into being a good idol fan, having to go to all their events and their performances and buy tickets and buy merch and follow their blogs and all that. We just got to see kind of all that goes into that. Because idol otaku, the whole thing is more of a Japanese thing than like a Western thing. So really my only real window into that kind of culture is kind of through anime. So I really appreciate a show kind of letting me learn a little bit more about exactly how that works. So that was a really cool aspect of the show, just kind of seeing this whole idol thing from that new perspective. And the idols themselves were great as well. Like, they were a very likable group. Like, even characters like Aya and Yuka was a little bit sketchy on at first. I was like, well, they're part of the group, but I don't know, they just kind of... I don't know. I actually can't quite remember what I thought about them initially. I remember I didn't care about them too much in a positive way, but that definitely changed over the course of events. Just Aya especially, but Yuka as well. Just, I don't know, Aya, especially when she tried to change her role to something else. That's when I really knew that I love that character. Just trying to be sexy Maki, I couldn't, just fell so flat, and she just went back to who she was, just was great. And she just had a lot of great one-liners and silly stuff throughout the show. Along with Yuka, they just were great comic relief characters. Because the show can get kind of serious at times, because we have this whole love drama kind of thing going on. Feelings not quite interlocking with each other. And of course, Maki and Yume are a bit more of a serious duo as well. Because most of the stuff we see with them is their love for each other, their feelings for each other, stuff like, I want you to come in front of me or whatever, next to me, that kind of stuff. It was almost always serious, the stuff with those two. They were very serious characters. Aya and Yuka were not. They were the exact opposite. So I'm really glad we had these just very silly characters in that, because it helped to balance out that sort of serious stuff. For sure. See what else? And yeah, Aripio was great. I loved Aripio a lot. It's really easy for characters that are really extreme like that to get annoying, but she never did. Like, her passion and enthusiasm and love for Mina always got through to me. I always felt it. So I was always just rooting for her every step of the way, just thinking, yes, Aripio, you're working so hard for what you love and care about. Just do your best. Hopefully things don't go wrong. Don't give up. Like, it never really got annoying to me. I always just wanted her to succeed. And Motoi I didn't like at all. Like, at first I was kind of, you know, meh on him. Like, I didn't care much one way or the other. But then we got the Sorone drama, which dropped my opinion of him quite a bit because the rumors about her was his fault. And the first thing he really did was not try to fix it or anything like that. It was like, haha, this will mean she has less fans, which means I'll be more important to her. And there's pretty much no way to look at that in a non-scummy way. So that's pretty much where my like for Motoi dropped like a freaking rock. Like, he made real no attempt to fix it, I don't think, throughout the show. There was actually a point where I thought he was, but he did not. So, yeah, I can't say I like him at all. He's definitely my least liked character in the show. Even after the Mei drama, he's still my least liked character in the show. Because at least Mei, she's still very physically attractive, so there's a limit to how much I can dislike her. You know, as messed up as that sounds. But Motoi, yeah, he's got nothing going for him, really. At all. Kuma was pretty cool. Kuma was a very loyal fan to Reo. I was always pretty proud of him and impressed by some of his dedication. And yeah, I got fairly invested in his thing as well. Aripio and Mina was obviously the thing I was invested in the most, idol fan-wise, but Kuma and Rio's was not too far behind. You know, Kuma's a pretty cool guy. I always liked him. He's probably my favorite male character in the show. I mean, not that there was a lot to choose from. Motoi was the competition, but yeah, Kuma definitely my favorite male character in the show without question. So, definitely. But yeah, back to the idols. I don't think I got too much into the other people. But yeah, Yuka, Aya were great comic relief characters, very silly, very likable, you know, pretty cute. I'm blanking on names. Yume and Maki. I know their names. Why is it blanking? Anyway, Yume and those two, you know who I'm talking about. They were the most blatant Yuri couple in the show, without question. We never actually got, I don't think, a full-on kiss, but we got pretty close. We got pretty much everything else. So as far as romance goes, that was the biggest point of romance on the show. Because the Aripio and Mina stuff was always a work in progress, but that was a romantic relationship that was already clearly in fruition. So that was kind of the best thing about it, really, was just that, you know, because he may be a possible future for Aripio and Mina to be like. And then we have Sorone, who is just great. Like, Sorone, I love her a lot. I don't know how much I really had to say about her, but she was always pretty great. Like, you couldn't not like her. Just, she always had this pretty great aura about her, and the blue color scheme, which is right up my alley, so I always quite liked her. And the rumors and all that kind of lowering her popularity just kind of made me want to root for her even more. And then there's Reo, who's just great, you know? Like, she's incredibly beautiful, very kind and nice and supportive of her idol group, very friendly, always smiling, always having this aura of love emanating from her that we talked about in this episode. So yeah, she was great. I can definitely understand why she's a center. And she definitely deserves it. And then there's Mina, who's obviously the biggest focus of the idols, because that's the one that Aripio cares about so much. And Mina, I definitely can't understand why she's not more popular. Like, she's incredibly cute, and nice and friendly, and I don't know. I don't quite get what she's lacking that's causing people not to flock to her very much. That would cause as big of a gap as we do have. I mean, the group in general is not all that popular, so there's less of a pool to take from, I guess. But still, there's nothing wrong with Mina. Why would she not be more popular? Like, clearly some people were being drawn to her, but I guess it's just a matter of it hasn't just come to fruition yet, her results, and it's just a matter of time before people start to take notice, I guess. Maybe just people already have their favorites, so even though Mina's pretty great, it's not great enough to where they'd be willing to betray their initial favorite. I don't know. It's a kind of hard thing for me to understand why she's not more popular than she is, but I'm sure that will change over time, for sure. Oh yeah, by the way, if there actually is a Season 2 announcement of this somewhere, like on Twitter or whatever, kind of like with Bofuri, feel free to let me know that in the comment section as well, because I'm unaware of any such thing currently. See, anything else to really talk about? I mean, it was a little bit frustrating just how much it was how much of a struggle and how many misunderstandings there were in the quest to have Aripio and Mina have their feelings come together. That was a little bit frustrating, but I'd say we got to a pretty good place by the end of the show. Like, I thought we did a pretty good job of communicating our feelings there near the end, and I think we could go in a more positive direction going forward in a hypothetical season 2 or the manga. So that's great, for sure. Aripio as an individual was always just a very entertaining character as well. Like, just some of the crazy things she's done and how much she gets hurt and sick because of how hard she pushes herself. Just, yeah, it was always pretty crazy. Let's see, anything else to talk about? Just, it's a fun show. It was a lot of fun. I got really attached to the idol group. As far as idol groups and idol anime goes, I can't think of an idol group I liked better than this one. They were just so lovable. Like, by the end of the show, I felt like I really have a real connection with this group, honestly. Just, I would go to their events. If they were a real group in my town, in my country, I would go to their events. Oh, I'd buy tickets. I don't know who I would call my favorite, though, because I have flip-flopped a little bit in my head about who's my favorite. I like Mina a lot, but Aya really grew on me a lot, and Raya was amazing, and Soren is amazing. How do you choose a favorite in this group? How do you even do that? That's my biggest question. Like, how many days on end do you have to spend to make such an important, life-altering decision? I can't imagine. But, you know. So yeah, thanks really all I got to say on the show. This, in the end, was one of my favorite shows of the season. I thoroughly loved it. I enjoyed it more than I ever thought I would when I first started watching it. And one way or the other, I will experience more of it, whether it's in a season 2 that may or may not happen, or the manga that I'll delve into. One way or the other, I will get further into the story. And assuming there is more, like, hopefully this didn't adapt the entirety of the manga, because that would be a little bit depressing. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching all my reactions to it if you did. Hopefully you enjoyed them, because I enjoyed the show. As always, I hope they got across. So, time to end it off here. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Cnouki and Ryan for supporting the channel. If you enjoyed this video, I hope you consider clicking the like button and leaving a comment, because that's a great and easy way to let me know that people want more. If you want to do something big to help the channel, you can support me on Patreon and get nice benefits like early access to certain videos. See you next time.